Hello, everyone. How's it going? How's it going?
Testing 1 2 1
Do
2.
a little test.
Can y'all hear us?
Looks like our graphic is a little screwed up at the bottom, but that's okay. I'll fix it.
Oh no.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. My arm's a little sore.
Oh, did you get
I
the
did.
vaccine? Ah,
I got Pfizer.
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 Every
Got that bougie
Yeah,
Pfizer.
every time I see it, I can't help myself. I say P Pfizer. I can't help myself. I don't know why. Every time I'm like P Pfizer. I'm like, fuck, don't say it. I
No.
know. Every friggin' time I say P Pfizer. It's so bad.
Honestly, I think getting the vaccine was probably the most excited thing for my birthday this year.
Yes.
Because I got the text message on my birthday and I was like, oh my goodness,
I'm ready.
this
You're
is the
just like,
best
I'm
gift
ready.
ever. I'm ready.
Woo! Well, congrats
Shoot me
and
up.
happy birthday. I know your birthday was this
Thank
Sunday, but
you.
we didn't get to celebrate on the stream. So here we are. Here we are.
Here we are.
Did you do anything fun?
You tell me.
Well, I had a blast. Got to hang out. We finally got to see each other. It was nice.
Yes, I was for those in the audience, I was telling Tyrone when I saw him, like, oh my God, it's like I'm meeting like a celebrity because we do our live streams. I see his live streams. I haven't seen him in like almost a year,
It has to
so
be,
it felt
right?
so like surreal. I was like, oh my God, this is
I know
happening. I'm meeting Tyrone Rose.
it, it was weird for me because I was like, I kind of felt the same way. It was like oh my god, I'm like finally meeting Talia, even though I know you, I know who you are, and all that. I just like it was like oh my god, like I'm, and it's weird too. It's like I remember what you look like and like see it sound like and all that, but like for some reason in my head I was just like oh my god, this person's like a real thing.
Yes.
I, I was like I don't know, it was just weird, but I feel like a lot of people are gonna feel like that. Um, as we get out of
Oh
this
yeah.
pandemic, like, and they don't even realize how weird it is to see people again. So,
Mhm.
I'm slowly trying to fix this little graphic here but, but
But how's everyone else
yes,
doing?
how is everyone? How is everyone?
We got going on in the chat?
Who's here?
Who's
Do we
here?
got any good friends here? Carly's here. Big Volpe's here. Kevin Hart the Kid, is he here?
He said first on
Well,
our chat.
then he better be here. Um,
Where you at?
how's your Tuesday going? Everything going well?
Ain't too bad. Had a pretty low-key day. Went to a couple of webinars for my job,
Webinar
so
life. Webinar life.
I got this cute mug. Says
Yoda.
Yoda
Yoda Bass
Yoda
Advisor.
Advisor. If
Nice,
those people
nice.
don't know, I'm an education advisor for a nonprofit. So my good friend Jessica, she got me this mug.
Oh, Jess. Love Jess.
So
Love
cute.
Jess. Um, I have had a pretty like my day's been very slow.
Mm.
But I was like, we got tea time later. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to dropping the new intro and just hang out for a little bit with people. It was fun to
Yeah.
it was fun to be around people again. And I know we're back doing this virtual thing, but hopefully we can do a couple of these things in person together. That'd be fun. Just get back
Yes.
to normal. But We got
Seriously.
a lot on the rundown. Today's gonna be one of those shows where we just kind of go through a bunch of random topics and sound off and hear what you guys think. For those of you who are new to Tea Time is where we drop the tea, the latest pop culture, things going on in the world, the news. We just chat about it and have a good time. So, obviously, the biggest news out right now is, justice for our boy George Floyd.
Mm,
Derek Chauvin, I believe his name is. Is that pronounced right?
yeah.
Well, do we care
Chauvin.
how to pronounce his name? Uh,
No. Killer.
Killer, murderer. He's been found guilty of all three charges in the murder of George Floyd. So, round of applause. Win for the good guys. Good win for the good guys.
This is just the start. Obviously, justice would be if Joy Floyd was still alive,
Absolutely.
but hopefully more more progress will be made
Yeah, I'm
in the
hoping that
coming
this is the
future.
start of a new trend and something good where, you know, people have to pay for their actions. You can't just
Mhm.
live in a
Facts.
lawless, crazy world. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was good. And I know sometimes that thing that could be on the fence where it's like not sure like what happened in the moment and things get heated. But I think everyone I've talked to pretty much has agreed like what happened to George Floyd was wrong. So I think we're all in
Mhm.
agreement of that's not a good thing. And I've seen a lot of cops come out too and speak highly and say like, look, as a police officer, people are here to trust us. We have to be better than this. So it does seem like the conversation is starting to change more and feels less like one side yelling at the other, and it feels more like people are starting to kind of come together. So
I
that's
agree
good.
for sure.
That's good. Well, to start off, we usually do some TikToks, some random things, a little bit more lighthearted. So let's go through a couple of these TikToks. Talia hasn't seen these either, so it'll be fun.
What the fuck
Yes.
is this
Live
shit?
reaction.
Right.
Nazi tour bus?
This first one, this guy with
What is this? Bus for what? Police? What the fuck is this shit? Nazi tour bus?
He's like goes on a Nazi tour bus. It's just like, what is this? Why do they have this big ass bus? Where are they going? You know? All right, the next one we got here.
So
I
big.
know.
What the
This
heck?
next one we got here is about Bad Booney.
I have some bad news. I didn't
All
get
right,
Bad
all
Bunny
right.
tickets. They sold
Everyone's talking
out.
about these Bad Bunny tickets.
What?
Why?
There's no more. They bought all the tickets.
What? No, man.
So I can't go to Bad Bunny now.
It's okay. Yeah.
That's true.
But that's okay. You can go to the store tomorrow to buy bunny tickets, colors, and to the bunny store so they you can be happy so you can go shopping. But that's okay. I have 100 tickets. My basket's so high. I have a big family. I can give you some. It's over here. You can,
I,
you can find his phone number and call him.
I swear, people are just like, I need to
His phone
listen
number?
more to Bad Bunny.
You
Oh
think
my
if I call
god,
him, he'll
right?
be
Like, what do you
"Yo,
guys
get
think
you some
about Bad
tickets."
Bunny in the chat?
I have some bad news.
Like, people are obsessed with friggin' Bad Bunny. Like, I saw
Literally.
him on SNL and I was like, dude, this guy's a good performer.
Oh
But like,
yeah.
I didn't realize that like until like maybe a year and a half ago, Carly's sisters like, well, she was talking about him for years. But like, I really realized how big this is, and he's actually the biggest musician in the world right now. Believe it or not, like his
Mhm.
streams and Spotify, like all through the roof, like just crazy. Because I've literally never heard any of his music. I don't think.
Literally, and you think like at his concerts is probably like an experience
Oh, for sure. Like, and
for people to like get tickets like
oh, I
that.
mean, these things sold out like in like probably under a minute, I would guess. But what's crazy is like I feel like he's kind of like Lil Nas, where I'm like I feel like I know him, even though I don't know him because of like
Mm,
his personality, and he's all over the place, and he just seems like a
mhm.
wholesome, good dude. You know what I mean? So,
He does. He does.
I'm a Bad Bunny fan, even if I don't know Bad Bunny, but I do want to listen to more of his music for sure. Um,
We respect you, Bad Bunny.
yes, Bad Bunny. You ever see that commercial with him and
Bunny.
Snoop Dogg?
I don't think so.
Oh, you gotta look it up. Snoop Dogg and Bad Bunny have a commercial together. Snoop's like, "Hey, what's happening, pimp?" And he's like, "I'm just chilling, man." And he's like, "Nah, you Bad Bunny." He's like, "Bad Bunny," and they just go back and forth. It's funny.
That's
I was
amazing.
scrolling through TikTok. I saw this next one, and it infuriated me because I'm a fish person, and it's about beta fish, right? So as you can look in the video here,
Okay.
talking about people who put their fish
And
in
a little
bowls.
bit of
This is
spice.
literally me. When you have a fish, you have to put it. You gotta put it in like a really nice aquarium. People think like, oh, beta fish. When we put in a bowl,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. Imagine putting Nala or Luna in a small little room. Like they're fish. Their world is bigger than our world.
Oh my
People
God.
don't think about that. You don't think about that.
They don't. You know what's
Yeah.
funny? When we were in college, I went to a bingo night game. Remember we
Yeah.
used to have
Yeah.
those? There was this one prize. It was to win a beta fish. And in my head, I was like, what kind of prize is
Yeah.
that? Like, I don't want a beta fish. Like, no way I'm gonna get that. I literally won the beta fish.
You won?
I saw my ticket and I was like, fuck, like I really need to get this prize now.
Oh
So
my
I ended
God.
up taking the fish. We named him Luca Dante, me and
Yeah, Luca
Juliana, my
Dante.
roommate. Luca Dante had some
Oh
issues. He
no.
wasn't eating right. So my
I'm
friend
telling you.
Jill,
'Cause he's in a
yeah, we had him in
bowl.
a little bowl.
That bowl had probably no filter. That bowl had,
No,
he's peeing where he's eating and pooping, like it's just
so
I know, so
sad.
sad. Like you should have seen my tank. I had starfish. I had
Oh
it's crazy.
damn.
Like salt water is like way more intense, dude. Like that is not something you can just be like kind of in. You got to be like fully dip. Like with salt water, you have to set your tank up for like a month before you even put
Oh
anything
my
in there.
God. Really?
Super sensitive.
That's a lot of
It is. You
work.
got to like test the water parameters every like week. It's crazy, crazy.
No, I couldn't do that. Not as a college student.
This next one was sent to me by someone in the DMs.
I find it extra suspicious that straight men are the only people that know what is gay and what isn't. Talk about that's gay, this is gay, that's gay, now stop it, that's gay. How do you know? How do you know? Breaking news, you are gay. I find it extra suspicious that.
Oh man, just classic. Carly with the K says, I had a beta I got from a college friend. I feel bad looking back on his life. He lived in an empty room in a bowl for 3 years, no filter, no toys. That's impressive, Carly. Like that's very, very impressive. You made a fish live in a bowl for 3 years, no filter, no toys. Honestly, think about how crazy that sounds. You put something in a bowl for 3 years, no stimulation, no filter, no nothing. Like when you say it out loud, you finally hear it. You're like, yeah, that's wrong.
Yeah. Now that
The
I'm
Tuka
thinking
Suck
about
said
it.
fish was serving time.
Poor fish.
Oh man. Next TikTok is about Gossip Girl actually.
Name a job where the amount of work and the amount of pay do not match.
So those of you who watch Gossip Girl may know that Kristen Bell was the voice of Gossip Girl.
Couldn't
And
believe
if you
it.
don't believe me, here's a cast list for Gossip Girl, and right there is Kristen Bell in the bottom center. The day I found out how much she made for being the voice of Gossip Girl,
Yes.
I wanted nothing to do with the life that I have. That is the life that I wanted, 100%. I just want you to take a second and just guess. Guess how much she made for being the voice.
Unbelievable.
Okay, do we have our guesses? Kristen Bell made $125,000 per episode. And there are 121 episodes of Gossip
I don't even know
Girl,
how much
meaning
she would
she made
make.
over
Oh my God, I'm scared.
$15 million for saying XOXO. Just let that sit with you.
Name a job where the amount of
That's a
work
lot of money.
and the
Isn't
amount
that
of
crazy?
pay.
Straight.
For just saying XOXO.
She literally says XOXO. And
Now, do you
she does a little bit
Oh,
of
no, you go.
voiceover, and I'm like,
think it's because like of who she is, like as an actress, or
I don't really think she was anyone that big before that, was she? Like the
Not
the majority of her
really.
money comes from this, and like 40% comes from Frozen. But that's crazy because she literally just does like a voiceover thing. Like, I mean, good for her. Good for her to make that money and do her thing. But 15 million to do a voiceover and say Gossip Girl. And the crazy part is that she's coming back for next season, like this new
She's
season.
like, I know how much they paid me then.
Double.
I know how much they're gonna pay me
Right.
now.
Have you seen this TikTok? It's like the old guys rapping.
If a girl keeps going like this, then I'm taking her home and we're making babies. Now I don't mean to be rude, but this party's dead and I'm feeling wavy. So I might just slide to the cab, grab Sandra, Babs and Casey. Come on then mate, let's jump in the cab, tell Mo to go faster.
Imagine your grandpa.
If he complains,
Okay.
I'm the bastard. Spill drink everywhere and the phone's like parking a bleeding charger. Smoking a bit for the finest grade, now my head's twisted like a rasta. If a girl keeps going like this, then I'm taking her home and we're making babies.
What would you do if you found your grandma or grandpa rapping like this? I would be like, what is happening? I would think I'm in like getting punked or something.
Honestly, I'd be like, good for you, you know? Like, if you've never done this before, now you're doing it. Like, just
live your life, right?
Live your life.
Live your life.
Yeah. You get so little time, you know? Yeah. Just do the most that you can out of it.
Right. But yeah, that's what we got for TikTok. So today's topics, we got some rapid fire topics, pretty crazy. A little bit of 420. We got some stuff with Lizzo and Chris Evans. We got Ginny in Georgia, and then Matthew McConaughey. Which one do you want to jump into, Leah?
Ooh. Let's do Lizzo.
Okay, all right. So Lizzo.
The reason I'm upset about this one is because
good
I know
old
I'm not gonna be able to
Lizzo.
marry him. And honestly, it hurts me to the core.
Into the
because
DMs of
damn
Chris
Papa, he's
Evans.
a rare breed. No
She
comparing.
got drunk.
Like Chris, the reason I'm upset about
was like,
this
you know what?
is because
I gotta shoot
know I'm
my
not gonna be
shot.
able to
I
marry
respect
him.
it.
And honestly, it hurts me to the core because
I respect
damn
it too.
Papa, he a
What
rare
did you
breed.
think
No
about that?
comparing. Like Chris, the reason
Like
I'm
I said
upset
before,
about
you know, we
this,
live a short life. There's so many opportunities you can do. Might as well just do them. Like, just forget what people think.
Shoot or shoot.
know.
Shoot or shoot.
You don't want to regret things.
If you were a famous celebrity and you got drunk and we're gonna DM, and this is for people in the chat too, who would you DM like embarrassingly and be like, you know what, I don't even care the next day? For me, honestly, I think Zendaya. Like if I DM'd Zendaya the next day and I was like, damn Z, I was watching Malcolm and Marie and like, I'm not even gonna lie, you are gorgeous. And then I woke up the next day, I would do the facepalm emoji, be like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I apologize. I was just so drunk last night, and like you were just magnificent, but oh my god, I'm so sorry. And then I would tell the world like, I slid in her DMs.
That's amazing. I feel like for me, it sounds embarrassing, but I think that's why I would do it.
Yeah.
What's his name? Noah Centerio.
Oh yeah, from To All the Boys I Loved.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he's such a goofy and weird person, and I know he gets like mixed reviews from folks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just like, maybe he would be someone that would respond.
You know what's weird too is like I think about Zendaya and I'm like I'm not like 100% like attracted to her, but like I just love her personality and like who she is, and she seems goofy. Like if I did that, I don't think she would like I don't know, she wouldn't be super mad at me, you know, she'd be like, "Oh my god, you're a fool," you know? Natuka Suck said Barrett Doss. Do you know Barrett Doss?
Barrett Doss.
I don't know Barrett Doss.
Is she an actress?
Yeah, she must be. What's Barrett Dawson? Soboski, I would too. Chris Evans, all types of fine. Yeah, that's a good pick.
She's in Station 19. I haven't seen Station 19.
I have not either.
I mean, she's gorgeous. Don't get me wrong.
She is. I just don't know where.
Yeesh.
All right. What else we got? What else we got?
What do we got stirring up
Oh no,
the
my
pot?
my rundown here is frozen.
Oh
Let me
no.
pull it up on my phone. All right, so we got some Chris Evans, Ginny and Georgia season 2. Ginny and Georgia season 2. Hey, this is your show. How'd you feel when you?
This is our
I know I
show.
love it too, but I feel like this is really your show. Like you, I remember I was actually watching the clip the other day when you and when Carly was on the stream and we were talking about it, and you were like, it's like a serious show, kind of a comedy, and then Carly goes, "Is it a I care a lot
Care a
comedy?
lot
Comedy?"
comedy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
Oh no, no, no. Yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah.
nah. Like I'm actually laughing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Looks like exactly like that. Um,
I'm pretty stoked. I
I
mean,
know I was a little nervous. I didn't think it was gonna get renewed because I was like, I haven't. I felt like the buzz went like woo, and then it just fizzled a little bit.
yeah. I feel well, I don't know if other people know, but I'm pretty sure it beat Tiger King in terms of number 1
Yes.
top show,
Yeah. It,
like longing
y-
on
yeah. I
Netflix.
think it was the biggest show of the year.
Even though like not enough, I don't feel like enough people are talking about it. Maybe it's just like my circle of
Yeah.
people that I follow that aren't watching it, but like I see articles and like Ginny in Georgia beat Tiger King
Yeah.
in like number 1 show on Netflix. And I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Like that's pretty big
I was
news.
surprised too because I don't even know if Carly watched it to be honest. But I was like, I watch everything. I really do. I try to watch as much as I can. But when I started watching it, well, when I saw the trailer, I didn't think I was gonna like it. I was like, I thought it was gonna be kind of cheesy and like she was
Mhm.
this
That's
social
how I felt it.
justice girl. But then they didn't really. It wasn't really like that. What do you want to see in season 2?
Ooh.
Like
I
more of?
definitely yeah, I think I wanna see more, like, character development of, like, her
Mm-hmm.
friends, like, kind of see more like, what they're going through,
Yeah.
'cause we get a little glimpse of it in season 1, but I feel like to really progress the show, you really need to start incorporating, like, other characters and, like, other storylines in that
Mm-hmm.
just to keep moving it forward. So, I'm really hoping they do more of that. I definitely feel like there's some cliffhangers
Yeah.
that we need answers to.
I agree. I think one thing I would be interested to see, like, I don't know if they're gonna like where it's gonna start or pick up after, but I think it would be
Mhm.
cool to see them mature a little bit because I think a lot of the
Mm,
first season was very like immature. And were they sophomores?
I think
I think
so.
they were like
Sophomores,
sophomores, which
yeah.
makes sense. You're sophomore, you're sophomoric, you're foolish, and sophomore means
Yeah.
wise fool. So that's kind of what they were, and it'd be interesting to see them become juniors and get a bit more serious because I don't know if you remember, but there's a girl who was like a senior or junior, and like contrasting her to their friend group, like she was way more serious, more comfortable in her skin.
Yes.
So it definitely was intentional that they made them like kind of immature sophomores.
Mhm.
Um, so it would be cool to see like where it goes from there. I definitely want to see more of the dad. I
Yes.
thought that was a nice little touch, and just the origin story of Georgia, like her background and where it went like that. Because I thought that was the most interesting, to be quite honest with you. So
Yeah, girl got a lot going on,
she
or she had a lot going
she
on.
does. And then last question: how long do you think the show is gonna go on? Because we haven't
Ooh.
seen many like Netflix teen dramas. Like I was thinking
Mhm.
back in my head, I was like, there was one during Christmas that came out um, with the white kid and Asian girl. I can't remember her name. She's the girl from To All the Boys I Loved. I think question mark. Maybe I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe Carly can look that up. But and then there was I know Riverdale was another big one. Is that still going on?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times I feel like these teen dramas just kind of like they have a season and fizzle out or something.
Mhm.
So how long do you think this one's gonna go on for?
I mean, if they do well with the storyline.
Mhm.
I'm hoping like maybe 4, 5 seasons.
I was thinking the same. Like, I think it would be nice to see like, all right, go to sophomore year, junior year, maybe like junior to senior at the same time ish, and then go
Yeah.
to like right before college.
Yeah.
But if the show does pick up and it like the characters develop and it's more, I could see it going where like they go through college and all this stuff too, and it could be like a classic show, like a Gossip Girl type of thing, you know?
And now that you say that,
Hmm.
I feel like are there even a lot of like TV drama shows or at least shows in general of
Mm-mm.
students like in college?
No, no, because
Like I feel like we mostly get like high school and then like young adults,
definitely, yeah.
like
What
professional, all that.
I know, and I think I don't know, but I feel like it might be because everyone doesn't go to college, so they might
Yeah,
not
it's true.
relate. Where I think is like legally everyone has to go to high school till they're 16. So so,
Oh, that's
so
true.
some of
Yeah.
the college like things like an RA being over the top, like maybe that doesn't quite land as much, you know.
Oh, like people wouldn't get it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's just me hypothesizing. I have literally no clue.
That could be
I feel like
it.
they should make more. And maybe this is like a good avenue because like if you start, I feel like if you grow with characters from high school on, like you're willing to follow them. You know, like with Gossip Girl, that's kind of what happened. Um, and then
True.
for some reason in Gossip Girl, they just like the school part aspect of it just kind of went like away, and they were like flying to Paris and all this stuff. um,
Yeah, I feel like it's hard to maintain like that college storyline when
yeah,
people
everyone has different
aren't
paths
really.
and yeah,
Yeah, like now that I'm thinking about it, like I'm thinking of a couple shows like Glee.
yeah.
They kind of showed them in college, but at the same time it was like, can really people relate to
Well,
this in a
yeah,
way?
because it's also too. It's like, all right, so I can go to college for 5 years. You go for 4. You could take time off. You can study abroad.
Mhm.
Like so, like your friend group in a show, like they're not really centralized and together. And then it's also too in
Yeah.
college. It's like you have your work friends, you have your class friends, you have your sports friends or club friends. So there's a lot of groups there, I think. So to keep the group centralized, not that it's impossible, it would definitely take some work to figure that out. Speaking of which, though, what happened to Stranger Things? I feel like this show just disappeared.
They probably paused because of
The
pandemic,
pandemic,
but
yeah.
I think it's coming out soon. Like I
Okay.
saw a poster or a flyer for
Because
their season
okay,
4.
because I'm like, what is happening with this show? Like, I feel like the breaks in between the like Netflix distracts us with so many other content that we forget about Stranger Things. But like, people forget like it literally went House of Cards and then Stranger Things. Like, it's one of the first Netflix like shows, you know. But it just feels like it doesn't come out that often, and but when it does, maybe they'll do it during Halloween.
Maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you know what's weird? I saw a TikTok
Uh
video
huh.
and one of the cast members, what's his name? The one who plays Lucas, his name's like Caleb
Yeah, Caleb, the black
McLaughlin.
kid. Yeah.
Yes. Someone had posted a TikTok of him. He's 18 now. He looks completely
Oh
different than when he started
yeah,
the show. Like he looks
a
like
baby.
a baby and now he looks like a young
I
man.
know, it's so weird. Like,
And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, like what if like now we see them more like
I know.
adult-ish?" And you're
I
like,
think about that all
"Ah."
the time. Like, I used to tell Carly, I'm like, I feel like Millie Bobby Brown is like our little sister or something, or like a little baby. And then like she
Yeah.
posts on Instagram, she's like Vogue, and I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? Like,
Cover yourself
yeah,
up.
yeah. The other day we actually got a like and comment from the kid from Moonlight, who plays
Oh, I
Little, the
saw
main
that.
kid, and we went to his page, and like Carly and I went to his page, and like he's like flexing, he's got his chain, he's like hanging with his friends like this, and I'm like, you literally are like a little baby in my head, like you know what I mean?
Nah, they're
I
grown.
know they're growing, they're growing. It's just it's funny, but I mean, look at even the cast of Ginny and
Crazy.
Georgia real quick. I put them on the screen. Like, this is what they look like outside of the show. So I'm like, I wonder if they'll make that jump where they get a lot bigger, a lot older. You know?
They might. Yeah.
And the kid in the middle is Australian. Did you know that?
No. Is that the one who plays Marcus?
Yes.
No, I didn't know
I
that.
know. And the other thing that's strange too is like Georgia, since she's an adult, is already in her like face and like that's what she looks like. But with them, over time, it's gonna grow. So when you compare that too,
Oh
I
man.
know. Um, let's see. Oh, and then last was, is there a show that you guys like that
Oh
got
yeah.
canceled?
I can think of a couple.
The one I think of off the top of my head is Freaks and Geeks.
Oh yeah, I heard that was a good show.
So good, and they canceled it for literally no. It's one of those shows I think that was just way too ahead of its time. But like Judd Apatow, Seth Rogen, like it literally like Busy Phillips. Like I mean, it's just such a big cast, man. Like, what about you?
Damn. I was thinking a couple for me. I was thinking Daredevil.
Ah, yeah, that really annoyed me because like it ended with like I think Kingpin or something is his name,
I think so, yeah.
and I just remember. I remember like he like breaks free or something like that happens, and then I don't think they canceled it per se, but it went on to like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. But I was
Oh,
talking to
okay.
Matt about this on the stream a couple weeks ago, and I was like, even though the show didn't technically get like canceled, they continue with these others. I'm like, I didn't sign up to watch Jessica Jones. I didn't sign up to watch
That's
Luke
true.
Cage or whoever. You know,
That's
like
true.
I want to
That's
see
true.
Daredevil. That's what I signed up to watch.
Signed up for.
Yeah, and
Exactly. It's the title, like
yeah.
I'm expecting to see him right there, not someone else.
No, I know. And then so I think what happens is they all come together and they end up like biting the boss in Daredevil. But I'm just like, dude, we signed up for Daredevil.
We did.
All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, did you hear about Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, he's like trying to run, or is he trying to run, or
So,
people are considering
well,
it?
he hasn't decided yet, but they had some
Okay.
polling for Texas governor, legitimately Texas governor, like Massachusetts Charlie Baker. Charlie Baker. He's going to run for Texas governor, potentially, because the current guy, Abbott or whatever his name, um, Matthew McConaughey is outpolling him. Like, imagine Matthew McConaughey just like outpolling Charlie Baker. Like what? And people want this. They want him. So now he's like, well, shit. I guess I might have to think about this. I know I was just in space, but maybe my space can be everyone's space. Carly every time tells me that my Matthew McConaughey is not that great, and I tell her it's really not that bad. You just gotta go real slow, like. I'm so
I
glad.
love
I'm
it. I
so
literally
glad
crack
that you're
up
cracking
when you
up
start
because
doing it.
she's like, no, it's not good. It's not good enough.
It's no, I mean it's not there, but it's
Oh
like
yeah,
pretty
exactly.
spot on.
Well, see, the thing is, right? So I was working on it, and then she was just like, "Nah, it's not good." So I was like, like I have a list of impersonations I can do, and she told me it wasn't good. So I was like, "All right, I'll take this one off. I'm gonna go work on it now."
You do that. I think it's pretty good so far,
Thank you,
but
thank you. Carly with the case says, "Boo! No more celebrities for seats in House, Senate, President, etc." What do you think about that, Talia?
didn't we have the guy
Ronald
who played
Reagan?
the who?
Ronald Reagan?
No, the who played
Oh,
the Terminator?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was
I think
wasn't he governor of
California. Yes, he
California
was.
at one point?
Yes, he
How'd he
was.
do with that?
He was. I think it was the same thing as Matthew McConaughey. What's weird too is like a governor is like in charge of like your state's budget and major decisions and things like that. So, and I know Matthew McConaughey is deeply rooted in Texas and like has a lot
Yeah.
of family there and people love him there. It'd kind of be like if Big Poppy wanted to run for governor here. But again, it just seems weird. You're like, dude, you act. And it's not. And honestly, I'm okay with like a sports person, an actor, whatever, if they go to school and like learn these things, like that's cool. Like Kim Kardashian went back to school to be a lawyer. Fine, whatever. But like to just jump in and be like, "Hey, people like me, so I should be the president." It's just weird, you know?
Yeah, like I don't trust you.
But
I don't know. It's gonna be hard to believe that.
yeah. But I mean, he's paid to be an actor, like to lie to our face, you know? He's an actor. But if you had to have an actor or actress be the president, which celebrity would you want?
Ooh. I feel like maybe like Emma Watson,
Ooh, that's a good pick. I didn't even think about that.
right?
Yeah.
She's a very educated
She
queen.
is. She actually did some UN work too.
There you
United
go.
Nations.
Okay.
I think
She got a resume.
yes, I think it was called She for Her. And she was doing this movement to get like women in underserved countries, like toiletries, rights, etc., and speaking out against that type of violence. She would be. That's a really good one. I was gonna say something like kind of lame, like Morgan Freeman. Like I was gonna be like, yeah, people just like him.
I mean that'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I
Morgan
saw one
Freeman.
time he was talking about Black History Month, and
Yeah.
he totally like dissed this dude because the guy was like, he's like, I don't want Black History Month. He's like, why? And then it was this guy who's Jewish, and he goes, he's like, no, I think it's good because then we could celebrate your people. And he's like, Morgan Freeman's like, well, do you want Jewish History Month? He's like, well, no, it's not the same thing. He's like, so why do I want Black History Month? He's like, I would prefer we learn about Black people every day. And I was like, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Period.
Yeah. Big Volpe says Ashton Kutcher. But if he just like, he was like, hey, you know, I told you guys we are going to go to war with England. I lied. You got punked.
I'm dead.
Natuska suck. Let's go with The Rock. No.
Ooh.
The Rock actually wants to run for president, and I'm scared that people will vote for him. Like, let me tell you something. You guys know, I met The Rock. I worked with them. Great man. Honestly, one of the nicest friggin' people I've ever met. I've told the story a billion times, but I'll tell it again. I'm working with The Rock, and he comes up to me and goes, hey, just want to introduce myself. I'm Dwayne. I'm like, yeah, I know. Everyone knows. You're literally 7 feet. We all know you're Dwayne. He goes, yeah.
No
He
shit.
goes, yeah, you can call me DJ. And I was like, I'm gonna call you Mr. Johnson. Like, I'm not worthy. But yeah, he was a really, really nice guy. So I could totally get why people would want The Rock for sure. But
maybe he's too nice for the job.
That's true. What if he just like did his WWE? I don't know if you ever see him, but he's like, hey, you can tell what The Rock is cooking. And he like does his tongue. He goes, ah. He just goes up to the
for America.
He goes up. He goes up to Boris Johnson. He's just like, can you smell what America is cooking? No, you can't, bitch. Oh.
No, I can't imagine that. Oh
my
God.
Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington's a serious dude too. Ay. All right. So the other thing we got here, for our space friends, do you guys see this about Mars? So we actually got the helicopter on Mars to go, I believe, 30 feet in the air, which is a big accomplishment, obviously, because it's literally on a different planet. And it's one of those things where I think people don't realize how big of a deal it is, because it's like, if we can control stuff from Earth with like flight-wise, that changes everything, because now you can have these drones travel and explore, and but it has to be so complicated because there's definitely a delay. I mean, like you saw in Interstellar, right? It's like as you're sending that signal, it's like 15 seconds, 20 seconds later. So
That's true.
You know, I mean, look how ecstatic they are, though. It's real nice. I don't know what it is recently, but like people are just very, very much back into space.
I mean, I think we're at that point where like technology is definitely getting more advanced, where we can definitely start pushing for more technology to be developed.
Yeah.
Not in our, obviously, our planet, but elsewhere. And there's like tons of like stuff going on, like even beyond our like galaxy,
Yeah.
that people are working on. I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. Like I wish more people were invested in this.
I know. And like when you watch For All Mankind after this stream, you guys should definitely watch all that. The two could suck. If you don't have Apple Plus TV, you can get it for free for a year. Dude, you have to watch this show called For All Mankind. Again, it's the Russians. If the Russians beat the Americans in the space race, and like kind of like all the things that trickle from there. I'm in season 2. The season finale for season 2 comes out this Friday, and I just cannot friggin' wait. I'm so pumped. You like I binge this show like crazy, and it's so long too. There's a woman who I can't wait for you to actually watch this, Leah, who I'm just obsessed with. Obsessed with.
Who is it?
I can't. Her name is Molly in the show, but I can't ruin it. But she isn't anyone. I don't think she's anyone super famous, but she reminds me a ton of my 7th grade math teacher. She's just such a badass. Like she's one of those like women who just doesn't take shit from anyone. You know what I mean? But that is super good. But
yeah, I'm looking at the cast list, and I'm like, I don't recognize anybody.
No, the only person I don't know if you watch House of Cards, but like one of the main dudes is from House of Cards. He's running for president against Frank.
Oh, I've seen season 1 and 2 of House of Cards.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, I think he comes in the 3rd season. But he's a super. Everyone who acts in it is very, very good. You can let us know if you start next week. I would watch that movie or show again, honestly. But yeah, like Elon Musk is super into the space thing right now, and Artemis is gonna happen in 2024.
Yeah, I was looking into that.
Yeah, we're gonna send a woman to the moon and a man. So I'm just very, very excited to see that. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if Carly is in labor. I will be there and during takeoff because I have to see someone go to the moon. I have to. I have to. If I die before seeing that, what was this all for?
True. I mean, it may not ever happen again.
Right. I know.
So.
All right.
Cancel all your plans or watching.
Yes, this is happening. All right. So real quick, so obviously today's 420. So
Blaze it.
We're gonna get some rapid fire questions and topics real quick. They announced who was going. They said it was an African American woman and I believe a white man. I don't know their names, but again, it's gonna be super awesome. Before that, they have a couple a couple like robot missions to the moon, one in vehicle. And it's crazy. People don't know this, but we haven't gone to the moon since like the 70s. You know?
Yeah,
it's like people are just like I think people think when we're in space, like there's people on the moon. Like no, there's just literally no one up there. And the coolest part will be when they go on the moon and they go and see the footsteps of like Neil Armstrong and the other people.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because it doesn't change, you know?
That's so cool.
I know.
Would you go to the moon if you could?
See, I'm one of those people who it kind of terrifies me to be. I think I could do it. Like honestly, now I'm saying it out loud. In my college dorm, it was just me in my room for 4 years. I didn't have a roommate after my first year. But it feels like I feel like I would lose my mind a little bit. I mean, there's just so many human things like sex. Like you can't have Chick-fil-A.
That's true.
There's these little things that you would have to really train your mind not to have and do, Like I think that's the toughest part. Like you can't sneak booze onto the trip. You can't sneak weed. It's just that would be a long, long year or 6 months or whatever the case would be, and how silent it is, that would bother me,
Oh yeah.
you know.
Play some music. Play
I
some
know I would
jams.
definitely have to have music. Like they'd be like, "Listen, it's gonna interfere with the sound." I'm like, "Can't do it." But you know what's cool? You know what is cool? When they go to space, and they're like away, like movie studios, like artists,
Mhm.
they'll send their albums and stuff with them like ahead of time. So yeah,
Really?
so like they'll and I think they can do it now where they send like signals, but like they'll literally be like, "Hey, like I heard you want to watch Minari," and they'll be like, "Yeah," and the studios will send them a copy because it's like almost like a thank you for your service type of thing. It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
that's so
That's
cool.
another actual perk of being the president. I believe Obama saw Game of Thrones before everyone else. Yeah,
What?
yeah. So that's another
Damn,
little
get
perk.
that access.
Right. So,
Yeesh.
but in an honor of 420, some funny movies, TV shows. What would be your selection if you were under the influence?
Oof. I Even though this is a kids movie,
Yep.
I absolutely love it, and I think I would definitely like
Crack up.
laugh even laugh even harder
Yeah.
if I was under the influence.
Yes.
The Lego movie,
Oh yeah, that's a good
the
one.
first one, I love that. Like even when like I'm not doing anything,
Yeah.
I'll just pop it on just because I just love the comedy in that.
Mhm.
It's so like
It
wholesome,
is.
and there's just like random parts where I'm just like, yes, like
I feel
this is
the same exact way about Summer Camp Island. Like I told you guys over and over, I'm like how obsessed I am about it, but that I feel the same exact way. So that would be one of my selections. My other is Schitt's Creek. Like I always like I used to fall back on The Office, but now I find that I can just click it on and then like every time Moira is about
yes.
to walk on, I just know I'm like, all right, here it goes. I'm about to laugh. I'm about to laugh.
She's such a character. I love
Yeah,
her.
she's crazy.
Ugh. What about other folks?
What are some
What do you?
other TV shows and movies you guys find very funny if you're drunk or high or under the influence? Um, One I used to watch a time when I was back living with my parents, it'd just be on cable a lot, is Billy Madison.
Oh
And
yeah.
I always use Billy Madison as one of my examples too, as for like the Circle Club, because I always think about, I tell people this all the time where I'm like, people like you look at Rotten Tomatoes or whoever, like these rating systems, and they're like, "Oh my God, this movie has this rating; it must not be good." But then I'm like, look up Billy Madison, and every time people are shocked that it's like a 30%. I'm like, but literally everyone who's seen has seen it is like, "Oh my God, it's so funny," or it's just
Yeah.
a classic.
Yes,
That's a great
definitely.
example of like the audience rating versus critics.
Yeah, I think a show for me, I put down like George Lopez. I don't know if
Yeah.
people have seen that before, but
Oh
that used to be
my
on a lot
God.
at like Nick at Night.
Yeah. That was my fall
I
asleep
love
show.
that show. Yes, exactly. But it would also get me like going,
Yeah.
like laughing wise. Like I saw a TikTok the other day of someone posting a scene,
Mhm.
and one of the kids was like, or no, George Lopez was talking to his son. He was like, "Oh, where did Jason go?"
Yeah.
Who was like his
Uh-huh.
daughter's boyfriend, and his son was like, "Oh, he left." And George Lopez is like, "What do you mean he left?" He was like, "Yeah, he left with his suitcase. Said he'll see me someday." No, Sunday.
Mm.
And then he was like, "Oh wait, maybe he said he'll see me someday." I was just like, "That's so wholesome."
It is.
Like,
That's such a dad thing too, like or just like a parent thing in general, It's just like they just
yeah.
whoosh,
Yep.
and it
You
went
just like don't realize it
yeah,
until you say it out loud, and you're
right.
like, "Oh,
And then with the accent and all that. You know what's funny
yes."
about George Lopez show is like I don't think I've ever seen like a full episode because like it was like one like what's the psychology thing when it's like you like whistle and a dog comes and gets the treat every time? Conditioned.
Oh
I was
yes.
conditioned, so every time I heard like do do dum bum 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 bum, I would literally like my eyes would start to get droopy, and I'd fall asleep. Pavlov, yes, yes, the Pavlov effect,
Yes.
and I swear to God, I was on TikTok, and this was in the summer during quarantine, and I
Mhm.
was so tired, and I was scrolling, and I fell asleep on TikTok, and I woke up, and it was like someone was like remaking the George Lopez thing,
And you're like,
and I was like, oh, oh.
what time is it?
Right, yeah. Oh man.
That's awesome.
Portlandia for Carly. Yeah, that's a very funny one too. That's very funny. Um,
Yes.
so all right, so real quick, some rapid fire topics before we get out of here. What do you think about this audio app Clubhouse? Have you tried that?
Yes and no.
Okay. What'd you
So
think?
I have it downloaded.
Okay.
My friend, she gave me the link to sign up. Did you know,
Mhm.
like, you need to have a link from someone? Like, no, when you sign up for it, you're only given 2, like, invitations to invite people. Only 2.
Ah.
So one of my coworkers, she gave me one of hers.
Mm.
And she said she'll use the other one for someone else.
Yeah.
But, like, it's kind of like an exclusive, but not really. Like, you can't
Yeah.
just sign up on your own. You have to get invited by someone to sign up for it.
That's cool.
So
I might have to do that
I
for the
did.
Circle Club. Shit, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
you should. Yeah. So you basically like pick out your interests
Uh-huh.
and then you can see like different topics that people might be presenting on, like audio wise, and like I guess like when they do happen, you can join in. You can't talk to them. You can only listen, but
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure like they can see like your comments or like
Yeah, so
your
I think I saw
questions.
something where it was like Elon Musk and maybe like Kanye West or someone were having a conversation, and I didn't really
Mhm.
get it. I was like, wait, so just letting these random like fans and strangers listen to them? Now that you've explained it, that does seem a little bit more interesting because I was like, I don't get like why would I want to talk to a bunch of random strangers and like be in some weird chat? But I think that makes sense. That seems kind of cool. So Facebook is thinking of making their own version of that. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So I brought that up because I just thought that was something going on. Have you heard of the YouTuber EDP445?
I haven't.
So he's really popular on YouTube. He did like Eagles videos,
Mhm.
and like he would like just he would do really like like gross humor where like he would go into Chipotle and like flood the toilet and run, and he'd have his camera and he'd be like, oh my god, I gotta get out of here, there, I flooded the toilet, oh shit.
Oh my
And
god.
like he would just do these random weird little antics, but he's like a YouTube legend, like someone from like the early 2000s that people um like recognize, like if you were in that
Yes.
world.
Okay.
He got caught for pedophilia recently, and
Ooh.
the full video is on Chet Goldstein's YouTube page. So anyone who's watching, if you are aware of EDP445, he's canceled big time. And he like they even like so like Chris Harrison, I think, or Chris Hansen, like goes and like catches a predator. There are these
Mhm.
amateur YouTube guys. I don't know if anyone's into crime and stuff like that, but they're called Chet Goldstein on YouTube, and they go and like DM like Tony Lopez or whoever, and they're like, "Oh, let's meet up." Like they'll be like, "Oh, I'm a 14-year-old. Let's meet up," and then they like expose them on the camera. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So,
that's crazy.
so who knows, man? Your favorite YouTubers might end up on this thing. Random people. It's super gross, obviously, but also very interesting to see. And I think the other thing too is it like when someone you like know, like for example, like Tony Lopez. Again, I don't know if this is really true. I'm just using him as an example,
Yeah.
but like when you hear about him, like oh he's DMing underage girls, you're kind of like oh gross. But when you physically see him like get caught, like dead action, then you're like damn, this is real. And I think it also helps the Me Too movement and stuff too. So
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
this EDP
For sure.
44 guy, like when he got caught, they were like, "Oh, do you think that you should be in prison for messaging underage girls and all this stuff?" And he goes, "Honestly, I probably should." And I was like, "Damn, damn," you know.
That's wild. Absolutely
It is
wild.
a little bit more lighthearted, I guess. Amelia Clark in Olivia Colman from The Crown, and Ben
Ooh.
Mendelsohn are joining Samuel L. Jackson in Secret Invasion, a Marvel TV series, I believe it is. I
Yes.
didn't confirm that. I should have confirmed that. But I believe it's a TV series. That is a very star-studded crowd. What do you think about that? All those guys being together.
I'm a big fan of that. I
Hmm.
enjoy all of their I think I know more of what's her name? Amelia
Amelia Clark.
and yes.
And Olivia
And
Colman.
the
Yes.
yes. Yes, I love both their
Yeah.
acting. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with the other guy.
Ben Mendelsohn. He's in a lot of
Yeah.
like very strange things. He usually plays the bad guy. I'm assuming he's gonna be the bad guy, or Olivia Colman will be the bad woman. Ooh.
Ooh.
She'd be interesting to see
She would
as
be.
a villain. I could see her like being like the good role, and all of a sudden she like does a twist on you. You know.
Oh, I like that. I
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yes. And then finally, Apple. They released a bunch of products. Did you see any of that stuff today?
I did see it.
So
It kind of reminds me of like those computers we used to have from
yeah,
Apple.
yeah. So that's what I was gonna say. So they released an Apple 12, and it's like a blue phone. Which, by the way, so I'm gonna make fun of Matt, and I don't make fun of any of you too. He doesn't have a phone case, so he goes around with his iPhone just raw. I'm like, dude, you're telling me you spend $1,200 on this thing, and you have no phone case, nothing. And he thought I was so crazy because he was like, I like the feel of it. I don't like. He's like, I don't like gunk to get in the side. And
Interesting.
I was like, I thought that was crazy. So do you guys not have? Do you guys not have? Am I the odd one out here? Do you guys?
No, I have a
Do you have a
case.
case? You got a case?
Yeah, I got a
Okay.
case. Well, that's because I drop my phone all the time.
Yeah, you just don't know when you're gonna drop it either.
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me, he was like, I don't like the feel of it in my hand. I was like, that's crazy, man.
That is crazy. Like after a while,
It just
like
becomes the
if your
phone.
case yeah, but after a while, like when your case begins to like peel off
Oh,
or like
gross.
break
Yeah.
off, then it's like I don't like that.
Yeah. But then I just get a
But
new one.
obviously it's a new one.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But that's so I don't like that.
I know. Nah,
'Cause
I have.
it feels so weird when I don't have my case on.
Oh, I know. It just feels like this thing's naked, and I'm like I said, I spent so
Yeah,
much money. I don't want to break this. Carly
exactly.
says, nah, I have an outer box on mine, not risking breaking it. Yeah, that's the thing too. You get an outer box, you could literally drop this whenever you're like, and it doesn't do
Mhm.
anything. So, um, can you show a pic of the new iMacs? Yes. Here we go. So these are the new iMacs. Hopefully we can get it in there. I should have really got a photo. You know what? Let me try to get a photo while you guys talk.
Yeah.
But uh,
They come in different colors. I
they
think they come
do.
in like blue, yellow, pink, green. Like if you can remember what the old map books were, like when we were like in
Yes.
elementary school,
Yes. Yes.
if
Yes.
you had
Yes.
those at your school.
Well, I just about to say, like, actually, I don't think everyone had those.
I was like, is that
We
a Brookline
It's
thing?
definitely a Brookline thing. And what's funny too is like I said that too to someone like when I was in college. I was like, yeah, we had them in like middle school. They're like, what are you talking about? We didn't have a computer in
I know.
kindergarten. I
I'm
was
like,
like,
ooh.
no, but yeah, we did have those in middle school. If you were from Brookline, I'm sure if Carly said nah, we were broke. But
Uh,
yeah, wait, I got an image. I got an image. I didn't
okay.
use a Mac till college. I think that's so crazy too. That
That's
when
crazy.
people go to college, like these colleges are like, buy a PC. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna spend the money, might as well get a Mac.
Yeah.
All right, look at these beauties, huh? The all new iMacs. What color would you get, Talia?
Wow. Ooh, I would get for the aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
obviously my safe choice would be the silver, but if I'm trying to go
Ooh,
funky,
really? Yeah.
yeah, but if I'm trying to go funky,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably choose either the yellow or the green.
Oh, I like that. I feel like blue is my brand, purple is my brand. So I'm like, I have to get one of those. But I don't know. I don't know. It's a toughie. It's a toughie.
It's a toughie for
It's a big
sure.
commitment. So these things are going to be about like $1,300, I want to say, or $1,200. You could do monthly plan or whatever. What's really cool about these is they have the M1 chip rather than the Intel chip inside. And for those who don't really know what that means, the M1 chip is basically like the fastest processor, like one of the fastest processors Apple has ever had. I think it really can be compared to a PC. Like a lot of times you hear people, they're like, anyone who gets red is a weirdo. I was thinking about red just because I was like, it's so vibrant.
It
But
is.
but yeah, you're kind of weird. But what I was gonna say is like, so you always hear about people talking about like Android versus iPhone, and it's like, well, why would anyone get an Android over an iPhone? Well, because Android does a lot more. It's like a PC. It's a lot more powerful because Macs are kind of made for the everyday user. You know, not really like developers and artists. But this is the first. Well, it actually came out last summer, but these colorful ones. Are the first version where it's like really can compete with the PC. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so these are gonna be legit. So if you can get one, you should definitely get
I
one.
know. I kind of want one now.
Yeah, what color would you guys get in the chat? Um, again, this is really really cool. I've always complained that Apple's just been kind of the same, and it's stupid because this is just colors. But even this just makes me feel like they're trying to step out of the box a little bit, you know?
It kind of gives me like remember when the iPod like Nanos came out and they came in like different colors and you're like, "Oh
Yes.
my God, which color am I gonna get?"
Right. And then my spoiled ass sister and brother were trying to get two different colors, man. SMH,
Ay,
SMH.
ay.
But I think I would go with the blue or the purple. My mom said she wants the purple, so I probably can't get the purple then. Because she's going to be like, you can't match me.
Aw.
So maybe I'll flip a coin, and the green is really nice, Sarah. I like the green as well.
Yeah, the green's pretty good.
So
Whatever my room's looking or my office one day, I'll just pick
yes,
whatever color will go with it.
blue is so safe. You know, like for me, blue is a safe color. I like blue. I know I'd like it, but I just feel like I don't know. It would
I'm
look good.
surprised they don't have like a black.
I know. That's racist.
I'm gonna cry.
That kid. Oh my god. The fucking teeth. His teeth. He has like no teeth. That's racist.
Oh my God. I need to fan myself out. It's getting hot in here.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
Well, this has been a fun show, man. Lot of fun. We'll be back next week.
Yes.
Maybe we'll have Matt come on next week. We'll switch it up, spice it up. That could be fun.
That could be fun.
We could have another guest this Thursday. We're gonna have Hannah, who's in the chat sometimes. She's gonna be with us on Thursday on the Circle Club show at 7:30. So be there, share, show your friends. And yeah. Oh, maybe we could have Carly come on too. Shoot, why not? Why not? I don't even. Can we have 4 people?
We probably could. Are they gonna fit on the screen?
Yeah, we could just do like a little 4 thing where it's like me and you on one side and them on the other, or maybe you and I on the top and them on the bottom.
Girls versus guys.
Ooh, girls versus boys. But all right, that's all we got for today, everyone. Thanks for showing up. Happy 420. Enjoy your night. Enjoy and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Love
we
you.
We love
all.
you.
Ooh, same time. Tea time. Hey.